Well, have you ever watched the Olympics or the Paralympics as we're watching now and looked at some of those athletes in their prime getting gold medals and doing outstanding achievements in their chosen sporting field and thought, how do you do that and how does it start? How long do you have to plug away at something, train at something before you become good enough to be standing on any of the levels of an Olympic podium? Who cares what colour the medal is when you get to that stage? Bronze, silver, gold, it doesn't matter. How do you get that good where you're even in contention for a little bit of hardware of an Olympic variety? Well, Lisa Richards is a Toowoomba swimmer who's finding out right now because Lisa has her sights firmly fixed on wearing the green and gold in the future and maybe snaring a medal for herself. She's only 14, but she recently placed second in the 100 and 200 metre backstroke at the Australian Schools National Swimming Championship, and it was a feat that was emulating her hero Kaylee McKeown, who swam the same program in 2016. She knows that she's going places, but it started in a much more humble way, and I caught up with her for a chat a few weeks ago to find out a little bit more about her swimming journey so far and where it's headed.
I actually first lived in Miles and I was doing all kinds of sports. Then Mum said there was a new coach that was in Chinchilla and she just asked me if I wanted a trial just one day, and I'm like, sure, let's have a crack. So we drive down. It's about a 45-minute drive, and then just fell in love with it and came back the next day for more swimming.
So you were swimming in Miles or other sports in Miles?
Other sports in Miles. I was like all round. I did a bit of cross country, a bit of everything, to be honest.
Okay, gotcha. And so was it only this new coach in Chinchilla that got you serious about swimming, or had you started to, hone your focus in on swimming before that?
Not really. I did swimming for kind of the fun of it and a bit of fitness because I did a bit of aquathlon and when I was younger, and then the new coach that moved to Chinchilla just kind of sparked my idea of trying swimming.
Okay, gotcha. And so tell me about that coach. I mean, did she immediately want to take you on, or was it a matter of just joining the swimming squad there? How do you hook up with a new coach like that?
Well, he first introduced me and everything, and I started swimming there, and then he realised that I was all right at it, and he went up to my mum and said that I should start training every day, not just 3 times a week. So I wasn't still serious about it. I was I enjoyed it and everything, and I thought my main was running until he said that I've got a bit of potential in me.
Right. And you didn't realise it? You didn't think you were any better at swimming than anything else?
Not really. I was more into every other sport. I liked my running, I liked touch, I like a lot of things back then. Right, okay, gotcha.
But that was the time that you had to start getting serious if you were going to be commuting from Miles to Chinchilla every day to train, I suppose. Did that require some thinking on your part? Did you have to sort of decide, do I want to do this? Or?
Yes, there was a lot of commitment and thoughts of whether I continue with it, and I guess that I liked it a lot that I just decided to go with it and realised that the commitments that needed to be done would require to drop other sports but maintain schoolwork as well.
So put that into perspective. So at that stage, you hadn't started here at Concordia. So was that every day from Miles to Chinchilla and back to first thing in the morning? What time did you used to have to get out of bed to make that trip, and your mother or father who had to drive you?
Well, I think it was 4:30 in the morning. I can't be exact because my memory's not the best. Mm-hmm. We woke up and all my siblings had to come. So I had 4 siblings, and I've got 3 of them are younger than me, 1's older, and they would travel down every morning to swimming and every afternoon back. So it's up and back. That's a total of an hour and a half travelling. Definitely put a impact on my siblings as tired and everything, but I guess it's worth it. And then I think we did about a year of that, and then a year later my sister went to boarding school here at Concordia, and then we kind of stayed in miles, and then realised that I might want to continue this and go bigger, and we all decided to move to Toowoomba to help out.
And tell me, how did you choose what strokes you were going to specialise in? Because you've ended up excelling in backstroke, but how do you narrow down that that's going to be something that you're going to focus on?
Well, you never know really what stroke you're going to do until you're probably about in your prime years, 18, maybe 21. But I actually thought I was a breaststroker when I first started off in Chinchilla, and then continuing my journey into Toowoomba, I thought I was a breaststroker. I remember writing a note to my Chinchilla coach saying that I'd like to change my form stroke to butterfly. It's quite a funny moment, still remember it. And from that day on, I started butterfly, but then I got moved back to breaststroke because my breaststroke was better. And then I actually never had a thought that I'd become a backstroker, never thought much of it, just did it to get like age champion. But yeah, and then 1 year at States I placed it and realised this might be my stroke.
Wow, okay. And that's proven to be, so now is that all you focus on?
No, I still focus on my IMs and my butterfly. My butterfly is still pretty good. Right. I wouldn't say I wouldn't drop that yet. My breaststroke, I reckon it could be better.
Gotcha. So the breaststroke's going to fall by the wayside pretty soon.
Yeah, that's the letdown in the IMs. I'm good at my butterfly and my backstroke, then the breaststroke is kind of like, oh, that's needs a bit of work.
Gotcha. That's the one we don't talk about all that much.
Yeah.
Right, okay. You're going to have to explain some of the lingo to me. What's the IM?
An IM is an individual medley, so it's all strokes, butterfly, backstroke, breaststroke, freestyle, and the distance for short course it goes 100, 200 and 400, but long course is just 200 and 400. Right, okay, gotcha. So when you moved down here though, did that effectively mean you didn't have to get up at 4:30 in the morning anymore? What time did you have to get up now and once you moved down here? 4:40, but still same time. It's just because I wasn't like as, I guess, talented back then, and training was only an hour and a half, but now it's 2 hours and wake up at 4:30 still, right around that mark. Gosh. So you thought by moving here that was going to sleep in, life would be easy, and it's actually just as hard. Yep, just as hard. I guess it's easier on my siblings though. Yeah, absolutely, yes. They noted that day down in their diary. That's when our life got better. Yeah. So what does your success at the recent championships, at the recent school championships, tell me how you went there? I personally thought I went pretty good. I was very nervous going into the meet, knowing that I might not even have a shot at placing, but when I swam my 200 backstroke, I went out a bit too hard, I reckon, but with the training that I've been doing, don't think it affected me, because I still managed to hold on to the placing and got my first ever national medal in the 200 back. So I was pretty excited about that. And then the next day I followed it up with another silver medal in the 100 back. Wow, that's fantastic. And you were you expecting to get a medal at all? Or? No, I wasn't expecting a medal. Maybe a final, but no, not a medal. Gosh, that's fantastic. Yeah, you must have been over the moon. I was. My siblings and parents were, I can tell you that. Yeah. I can hear them on the live stream. Did they want the medal for all the early mornings that they had to endure, on your part? Or? I guess the medal is deserving, you've won it, but the dedication and the thought that you've actually second in Australia is pretty good, and the PB that I pulled out was pretty good, so. Yeah. So you still train for, what are we saying, an hour and a half twice a day? Is that still the regime you keep up? It's around 2 hours 2 hours in the morning and afternoon, just depends what day it is, but yeah, it's around that 3.5 to 4 hours per day. Per day. Wow. And when it's raining outside, or when you had a shocking sleep, or you're also worried about an exam or something, what is it that gets you out of bed and into the pool besides your coach nagging you? What is it that you love about it that keeps you into that regime? Well, my mum gets me out of bed, and if I don't wake up, I can hear the footsteps, so I kind of get scared. But I won't tell her that.
No, she won't be listening. You just say whatever you like.
I guess that, like, I know that it will pay off because the achievements that I've previously seen, and, like, I know the dedication and the effort that I've put in will definitely come back.
Yep. What's the path from here?
I guess it's just still competing in the same meets, but making the small teams for Swimming Queensland, which I reckon they're pretty exciting. And although they're small, they mean a lot. But in the future, hopefully the Olympics. But that's my main goal. Just the small goals in between is like still placing at nationals, not dropping off in the time being, still placing at states, because although they're small, they're still like major to me and my family.
Okay. So each one is significant in itself, definitely.
Yeah.
You mentioned that your idol, if that's the right word, is Kaylee McKeown. Why so?
Well, she's backstroker like me, and I remember when her world record got broken, she was upset, but the next day she's up and training and just determined to get it, and then she ends up beating the girl that got her world record as, like, I don't know how to explain it. I don't want to say payback because it's not kind of payback. It's like the determination and dedication that you put into it will actually come back.
You haven't had a chance to meet her, but you've met quite a few of the other our Olympic level swimmers. Tell me about that, and what do you talk to them about when you meet them?
I wouldn't say that I've really talked to them because they're so high up. You kind of like, you're on the spot and you're just like, whoa, I just met someone like that. I remember running one year to Ariane Titmus because I realised it was her, and I ran over and I told my mum, I'm like, I'm going, bye. And then I got a photo with her, and then I think she had a race later that day, so like soon, so she had to go, but I didn't get to talk much to her. But I remember they have like pop-up little stalls where the Olympians actually sit and sign a card for you, and then they just ask me about my races and how I've gone.
Fantastic. Okay. So they took an interest. They realised that you were someone on their way up.
I guess they did that to everyone, but I'd like to think that.
I have absolutely no doubt, Lisa, no doubt at all. Lisa Richards, a young Toowoomba swimmer from Concordia College. Remember that name? It might be more well known sooner than you think.